What's it going, guys? It just switched between me standing up. I just sat down really fast. That's what happened. Hello, internet people. Actually, I don't like this song. I might even take this out of my loop. Man, I'm like killing myself over this. I got 96 songs in my chill list of stuff to play in Twitch, and I don't like any of them anymore. And I don't know what to do with myself. It's 96 songs. I don't want to just pick through some of them. I'd rather just start a whole new list. So, man, I gotta do that. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. So, today, as usual, we're just gonna be chilling today. We're gonna do 3v3s as much as we can. I've got bruiser badges as well, and I can just go get more. That's no big deal. I've been doing a lot of them lately, and they've been really, really good, especially like the last stream. So hopefully we can get lucky with some more of that. Content, go do Levy Matt. I did that already once on stream. It was ridiculous. It was just me in the water 90% of the time, so it wasn't really that entertaining to people. So I don't want to do that again. I wouldn't watch that sort of content, in my opinion. Even if we are the underdogs and it's a little bit more interesting. It's such slow content. It's like Luska's or Abyssal. So I don't want to do that. But we'll be doing 3v3s all day. Again, this is cross-server arenas. They're, if you're on a North America server, feel free to queue up whenever I do, and we can play the video game together. That's kind of the nice part about cross-server arenas right now. So we're gonna be doing that. And otherwise, I don't think there's any like crazy news or anything. Let me just turn this down on my end. Here we go. I don't think there's any crazy news or anything that's been going on. Let me think. It's Monday. A lot of people had the day off today from things like school or whatever. I had the day off as well, so it's kind of nice. But I don't think anything crazy. Yeah, over the weekend, no news. So yeah, we'll just get into it. Let's just go ahead and get into the video game and queue up for 3v3s. I still really want to try out the Naval Arena, but unfortunately, it's just really hard to actually get a queue for the Naval Arena. It's just nobody's been going to it at all whatsoever, which is a shame, really, because apparently they've made some positive changes to it that help. They don't completely make the arena perfect, but they help a little bit in terms of how the Naval Arena plays out. So, but yeah, nobody ever wants to queue up for it. I get it. It's a lot of coins, but for 12 minutes of gameplay plus like the getting ready for it 15 minutes, and you don't know how long you're going to be in queue for. So it does kind of suck that even though you only need 4 times 3, so 12 people minimum to actually start the arena with 3 people on each boat, and it just never happens, unfortunately. Mads, you're saying again, go contest Levy. Like I said, it's too slow content. It's not something that I'm gonna do. I did it already once. You can go back and see that stream. Literally anywhere you click, it's just me in the water. It's not fun to watch that. I would never watch that, so I don't want to put that on you guys to watch it either. I don't want to stream something that I myself find boring, right? That's not fun for me, and it's probably not fun for most of you guys either. So, while it did get a lot of views, most of them were anyways just stream sniping or just happy that I was streaming on their server. So they suddenly noticed that somebody was streaming on Kraken they didn't know before, and I get that. That's fine. But I'm not really doing this for view counts. I'm actually doing this to help people out, and and sort of help newer players or returning players with whatever questions they have, or just kind of show people different kind of gameplay, because I'm playing an off-class Executioner, which apparently in 4.5 might become the real class that everybody uses, depending on what nerfs we may or may not get before a version release. But anyways, so that's kind of what I do. That's, it's not about view counts. It's actually just about creating content that's entertaining, more interesting for you guys. I hope that I do a good job with 3v3s to the point where you guys are entertained and want to see more all the time. People say generally good things about my gameplay, which is nice. But I need to know for sure. I need to know exactly what you guys think and what you guys want to see. But again, I don't want to stream something that's not interesting to me, so because then it's just not going to be as interesting to you guys. All right. But yep, chill day. Feel free to ask whatever questions you want. Feel free to talk about whatever you guys want in chat. Newer players, feel free to ask questions away, and we'll try to help out as much as we can with that sort of thing. So here we go. Another set as usual. And on our team, we've got the Skull Knight Concons. I don't know if that's just the name gets to me. And Malbury, I remember that person from somewhere who's playing Hierophant. So kind of nice. Everybody's gone leather. Pretty good. We'll do dual hand, and on the opponent's team there's leather, leather, and cloth, so we'll do melee just fine here. They do have a really high damaging Spell Singer, though, so we're probably going to have to get on them first. Not entirely sure what we want to do with it. Definitely not go for the Skull Knight first. Wow, he actually got to me. Oh, no. This guy actually got to me. No, I'm going to get picked. My team isn't here. Okay, guys, help. Okay, I'm actually getting healed. I forgot that we had a dude. Oh, my God. Okay, he's stunned. Oh my god, he's so easy to kill though with all of us just aiming for him. Okay, that target's down. Let's go ahead and go for the Spell Singer. And disabled for a very long time with the throw dagger there at the start. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I can't silence him. I forgot I didn't have silence there. So that's fine. Taking down most of the team there. Really, really easy to kill the Dark Runner though when everybody's aiming for him, for sure. Oh, Matt, you got your fourth set. Your fourth set. I thought you said fourth set of Anthlon. Your fourth set of Anthlon to Divine? Nice. Does that mean you have the Anthlon buff now? Or are you still looking to get the rest of your gear up to Divine as well? At least that's a good set to get up to Divine at the moment, since technically I believe it's hard mode gear, so even in 4.5 it would be hard to regrade without accidentally breaking something. Alright, I want to ignore this guy completely. The Dark Runner's going for me. He actually found me, which is fine. Looks like I missed with the thing. Oh my god. Man, he's just going for it. Okay, that's fine. Just go for this target then. We'll just kill this guy. Really easy. Okay, perfect. No problem. Okay, let's just disable this guy really quickly here and then go for the Dark Runner. Cool. And then now let's just kill off the last dude. So we did have a healer, but I don't know. I don't really feel like our healer was doing very much healing. I don't know. It was definitely helpful at the first round there, but I think we're mostly just able to DPS people down, and they weren't able to DPS us down. Maybe it's because they were going for the wrong target. Oh, they were probably all focusing on our Skull Knight, and that's not really good for them to do. Just because our Skull Knight's not going to die. That's not how that works. Matt, you're getting your Shadow Warrior sleeves. Yeah, that's really good to get up right now, for sure. Otherwise, you have to rebuild it if it dies, right? When you get your last 3 pieces of Serp, though. Then I'm going to get those to Divine. So that should be finished for the regrade event. Yeah, hopefully. I know that whenever I had to go make those gloves, I would just go in the auction house and actually get those cloth abyssal, or whatever they're called, abyssal cloth, abyssal armory chest? No, what is it? Abyssal something chest. Is it not cloth something? Well, whatever. I'd go on the auction house and always buy out those chests. And I actually got really lucky, and I ended up getting the last pieces that I need out of those chests pretty reliably. But obviously, it's all down to RNG instead of having to run Serp all the time. But other than that, all you need is 2 pieces of Obsidian Divine. That's good. Cool, cool. Just keep in mind, yeah, Obsidian Divine is hard to regrade in 4.5 as well, but a lot of items in this game are going to become much easier to regrade in 4.5. So if there's some stuff you can hold off on and only regrade later on once 4.5 comes out, you may want to do that. Because the regrade rates across the entire board up to Epic are doubled, just forever. That's how they are. And then you can use charms on top of that, meaning that you can essentially take a lot of items up to Epic without any problems. So, or, you know, Divine might break, but it's much less of a chance if you use like a Superior Red or something. So keep that in mind as well. You know, don't spend all your money right now when you might actually be able to spend it later on. And hopefully just a couple months here. I'm still thinking April is when they're thinking about getting us 4.5. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes if we get lucky with that sort of a day. 4.5 is too far away for you. Fair enough. I don't know. I'm a pretty patient person. I mean, you saw my chest. You've seen my nonsense chest. Just full of stuff that I'm going to regrade in 4.5. And trust me, I want to regrade it right now. I have so much crap in there. I would love to just go through and try, but there's no point. It's way more guaranteed that I get at least legendary, a full legendary set out of regrading that in 4.5. Megadeth, hello, hello. Good to see you. Oh, I see. So you guys are able to form Serp raids just fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. And yeah, hopefully gems do get somewhat cheaper, especially if they are going to be coming out this week with a patch that increases the drop rates for metallic rates or whatever they end up doing there. So we'll see. Yeah, man, you're on time to pop arenas. Go for it. I'm queued up already. You can see it on the screen. We do 3v3s. See how it goes. But yeah, also keep in mind that in 4.5, everybody's going to be going for tier 3 gems now. All the people who spend lots of money are probably going to go for tier 3 gems and everything. So that's a huge expense. It could make the overall market really, really sort of empty and devoid of those gems. So we'll see. I mean, that'll only be at the start anyways. Eventually it'll sort of taper off. I'm just re-queuing, by the way, all the time for 3v3, so feel free to just queue up. So every time it just says no opponents found, I just go right back in. And we got one. Nice. Oh god, I thought I clicked cancel for a second. Alright, no, we're good. Man, I'm so excited about that nonsense box, though. Oh god, it's it's so nonsensical. What a nonsensical box. Alright, what do we got here? Got Malberry again on our team. The Hierophant, as well as Amatsu Dark Runner. Alright, no problem. I want to see what enemy damage types we get. I'm sorry, what enemy armors we get. Are you on the opponent team? Oh no, okay, Yateo, Swegler, they're all leather or cloth, so it should be good. I do kind of want to go for this guy again, just because he does a ton of damage. It looks like it's about the same team, except now we have the Dark Runner. What the? Whoa, where's their magic dude? Their magic dude isn't. Hello, I found the magic dude. Oh my god. Okay. No. Oh, he backtrapped really, really well. No, he's so close to death. Oh, he was just out of there too. Okay, that got him. No problem. And looks like we had somebody bubbled too. They're using Cursed Thorns on us, but I don't want to go for that target. I want to go for the target that will actually do damage. Not the Skull Knight. We'll do some AoE damage here. Since we're next to the Skull Knight anyways, the Skull Knight had their Aromancy passive off, so they couldn't take damage there for a couple seconds, but that is that for that fight. Nuo, man, how's it going? It's been a very long time since I've seen you. How's everything going? Have you been playing the game? On whatever server you're on right now? Conviction, I think, was the last that I remember, but I don't remember. I'm very terrible with memory. Alright, so that guy is stealth, but he's an archer, so I'm not really worried about him. They are very, very much going for our healer, though, which is probably correct. I mean, by all means, right? Oh no, I really wanted to use silence! Okay, there, silence is off. We'll just kill him. And that's that. They really weren't defending their team. Same thing with last game. They're not really defending their team. Look, we're even able to go for the Skull Knight without any issues. But it might be kind of hard for them to defend their team. This guy, this Trickster, was doing really well the other day, actually, too. With just doing a lot of crowd control effects and stuff, so maybe people are just off today, I'm not really sure. Oh, you're on Thunderwing right now. Ah, alright. How's that server going? I hear it's pretty active as well. Wait, no, not Thunderwing. Wait, why are you on Thunderwing? Is there any reason you're on Thunderwing? Is it just because your friends are there or something? I don't think it's one of the most active servers right now, unless I'm mistaken. Alright, oops, let's do this. We'll keep queuing up here for the 3v3s. Are you both on the same server? Matt's and Nuo. No, Matt, I think you went to Curios, right? I don't even remember anymore. I'm so bad with my memory. Feels bad, man. Got horrible memory. I have to write everything down so that I don't forget to do it later. Alright, still queued up for 3v3 once again. Oh, I got you, Matt. Okay. There's no people who went. Oh, you got a pop? Really? I didn't get a pop. If you got a pop and you're typing it in, I guess, yeah, it would be an 8-second delay before you know whether I did or not. Huh. I wonder why I chose you. I know why. It's because I'm ranked really high. Some might say, GamePro, what are you doing? You're not in the top 20. Never mind. Yeah, keep queuing up. Game. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong one. Yeah, some might say, GamePro, what are you doing? You're in the top 20. Why are you still queuing for 3v3s? Because I need to stream. I don't want to sit here for 10 days, you know, just so that I can get... I mean, it's 300 Curious badges. Man, I don't want to not do 3v3s. I kind of want the earring, though. But I don't want to not do 3v3s just to risk it, you know? Or just not to risk it. Plus, I'd probably get bumped down to past 20 anyways. Unless I'm, like, up here. But I gotta do it for the stream. I gotta keep queuing up, right? I can't just sit here for 10 days. No way. So for the stream, I will always continue popping into 3v3s, as long as there's people actually in them. But man, 300 Curious badges is pretty juicy. But then I have to wait 10 days for that. Oh, I don't want to do that. 10 days? That's like a whole... That's a lot of days. I'd have to skip so many streams of doing 3v3s. But they're so much fun. I'd rather just keep doing them, even if it takes me out of here. Oh well, that's fine. Go hunt down Omen. Oh, they're all busy right now with Leviathan, probably. Or soon here. That's okay. I got nothing to hunt down. I guess I could go and hunt down whatever cargo stuff and all that. In fact, if one of those fights actually happens, I'll totally stream that, but probably not today since people are doing Leviathan. They're fun fights, though. We've had some pretty good fights lately in Kraken. Just at, like, you know, places like the trade outposts and stuff, which has been really fun. I've actually had so much fun just in the... Okay, to be fair, the last couple times it's been happening, my computer has been just ridiculous on me. And, like, I was lagging for, like, 5 seconds every 2 seconds. But now that that's all fixed, it's been really good. I want those kind of fights to happen more often. Ram a ship into Leviathan? I mean, I could, but... I mean, you'd have to sit through 10 minutes of me actually getting there with my slow ship, you know? That's not really fun. How's Jace? Is he still a troll and terrible? I don't know. I've had him blocked for years. You'd have to ask other people. I have no idea. I've had to block so many people, just... all the drama and ridiculousness. People just forget we're playing a video game, you know? So, oh well, that's fine. Oh man, no 3v3s though. Megadeth, I'm guessing you did actually get into 3v3, so... Yeah, maybe it just didn't put me into it. Yeah, maybe it just happened and I was unlucky and could not get into it. Probably because it's going by ranking and I'm somewhere at the top of the list, so it's not going to choose me over other people. Which sucks, actually, because at this ranking, it doesn't even... For 3v3s, who cares what your ranking is? You know, it's random who you get on your team anyways. Oh well. I want to get free... I actually really want to do free-for-alls, but again, nobody does free-for-alls. How many people? 41 people on Kraken do free-for-alls. In Naval Arena, Kraken, 4 people. Nobody does the Naval Arena. Look at all these. Aranza, a few people. Kyrios, there's 2 people that have gotten into the Naval Arena this month. This month, 2 people from Kyrios won the Naval Arena at some point. At least once. They had 51, so it could be 1 or 2 technically. I could have done it a couple times. 1 person from Vengeance. Are you kidding me? 1 person. Oh man. Thunderwing and Conviction are really high in terms of counts, but even then, that's 29 people and 35 people. So have positive scores in the Naval Arena. Man, it's so underused right now. In fact, there's 91 people total for the entire server. It doesn't even go up to 100, and it's been 19 days. Oh man, feels bad, man. Nobody wants to do the Naval Arena. No, you do have a small wyvern that's going unused. You do. You have a small wyvern. Wait, seriously? Oh, but it doesn't work. It doesn't actually go up, right? Unless you're near like the actual mother wyvern. Nuo, if you have a chance to actually go up infinitely with that wyvern, can you just do it forever? And let me know what's up there. Just forever. I'm not kidding you. I know it's down underneath the ground. You can glitch your way underneath the ground, like people fall through the map sometimes. If you just swim down and you go thousands of meters at various levels of points of. I talk about this all the time because it's hilarious to me. But at various levels of thousands of meters, various things start to happen. And at like 6,000 meters, your game client just crashes, and you appear up at about 4,000 meters. So there's like a limited, or like 3,000 meters. There's like a limited point where you actually, if you're below that point underneath the map, it's like 3,000 meters or 2,000 meters or something, and you spawn a pet underneath there, it'll actually spawn up there at that point. So it's kind of funny. It's like you can't even spawn a pet under a certain point. It spawns up above you at that limit, and then if you crash, you go back up to that limit. So there's some interesting map mechanics that I learned. But yeah, if you're ever able to just go up forever, please do that and let me know what you find, and try to find a way to actually judge what your meters are at each point. This is the only reason that I really want the Red Dragon in 4.5, the pet, is just so that I can continuously go up and do some research. I think I have some valid points. I think I can convince people to give me the Red Dragon first so that I can at least do some valid mechanic stuff and some research, and then of course after I'm done with all the research, I want to use it in battle. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the research aspect. That's why I want a Red Dragon. I don't know how that's going to pose in terms of trying to convince people. Yeah, that's true. If you go too high in the sky, you'll start to drown. This is true. So you have to have that, the thing. What's it called? The Dehuda's bubble. But it's the same thing going down, right? It's the same thing. But I want to know what's up there at the limits. Some fun stuff. Maybe someday. I know it's a big hope that I'll ever get one of those red dragons, but if I do, I've already got plans with it, which is good. It helps, right? I'm not just getting it for the sake of having one. I mean, I have every dragon in the game. Dragon, wings, other dragon that's actually a drake and should be larger than a dragon, but is not. I don't know why. By definition, it's a drake and is not larger than a dragon, but whatever, that's fine. I guess it's a baby drake or something. But anyways. Yeah, all these stuff aside, I just want a red dragon, right? Just to test stuff. Not for any other reason. I forgot to queue back up for 3v3s. Just like talking here. But yeah. So how's everything on your servers then? Nuo and Matt? In terms of like population and has there been like a lot of contesting for stuff? Has it been fun for PvP, or how's everything going on those servers with Thunderwing and Curios? Curios, I think, at this point, I don't even know what's happening there. Maybe it's good to know, actually. Oh, people are over at Mistmarrow right now. That's why 3v3s aren't popping. Let's go to Mistmarrow. I haven't been there for a long time, so... And Omen's not over there, so I just want to see what's happening. I think I already missed the quests, but I don't really care too much about that. It's harder to get a queue anyways for 3v3s when Mistmarrow's happening, so that's fine. Let's go check it out. I already missed the... Oh, I didn't miss the quests. Alright. I probably missed the towers, though. I don't know if anybody's even here, actually. Okay, they're going there. Oh, they've got some people here. From Haranya, from Omen, I guess. There's some folks here. What's this? Who's that guy? I want to click you. I can't. They're not participating in the Leviathan raid. Oh no, he actually got the thing off. Damn. Alright, well that's fine. He's using potions to heal himself, so it's all good. Alright, are we gonna take this tower down? Yeah, I think so. Looks like everybody's taking towers anyways, right? So it's all good. Alright. We'll get my quest done here, I guess. We'll try to. And I'm gonna do 3v3s after this for sure. We've had some really good ones lately. Those last two were not really that great, the ones that we've had so far today, just because I think it was pretty even teams, honestly. But they just weren't focusing targets as much as they should have been. Okay. That's good. No, what you're saying, Thunderwing was a lot of Pug West versus Pug East. That's actually really good. But it's only until recently, a lot of West that didn't like how Rip was leading. Oh, that's a guild. West went Pirate and a bunch of East went with them. Oh, wow. So now there's drama happening there, huh? People are now fighting the Pirates. So I'm guessing it's most people now versus the Pirates, which is like, I guess that happens all the time. It sort of rotates around between different settings. That's interesting, though. Wait, where are we going? Do I have enough to complete my quest? No, I don't. I'll fight a little bit. No, it's East plus the Pirates versus West. Oh my god. Okay, I gotcha. So I'm guessing now it's kind of hard to actually do stuff. But for you, you're East, so it doesn't even matter, huh? Alright, so let's not do the mid here. Yeah, if there's no enemies during this, then I'll probably just go for 3v3s or try to get one in before the end of Miss Marrow. I always say that and never end up doing it, but we'll see, we'll see. If it's like only one guy from Omen here that we're contesting against, it's not really that interesting. I mean, I can one-shot him fine. I tried to earlier, but you know, he used his Raven Spines, and even then it wasn't a one-shot. But, yeah, it's not that interesting. I get it. I do need one more tower, though. Can we get one more tower? Looks like there are towers over there. I might be able to. Oh, no, I don't want to take damage. I didn't want to take damage from that. I just ended up dead. Alright, my mount's dead, that's fine. Really not getting any healing now, which would be nice if I had some healing. There we go, I see some hearts. That works. Alright. Switch up mounts here. That'll help for initiating whatever is actually against us, but I don't think anything is actually trying to compete against us here. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I think they're trying to lead us to some PvP or something, but if it's like one guy, then that's not really that interesting. I think it's just one guy. Oh, it's not just one guy. Oh, I actually like this. Let's do this shit. He's going in. He's just doing it. Woo! I'm a dragon. Everybody's tripped now. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. The amount of damage I just did to that guy, I actually feel bad. Oh, my God. Okay, okay. I actually really feel bad. Am I going to kill this guy, too? Yeah. Am I going to kill this guy, too? Yeah. What about that guy? Yeah. Oh, not yet. This guy's doing a really good job of staying alive, but... Oh, jeez. My own dragon's getting in the way. And he's getting healed. Cool. Or maybe he healed himself. I'm not really sure. Alright. Not too bad. East Pug versus West Pug. Always a little bit more interesting. Oh man, this guy's getting healed really well. And I'm down. Nice. That was actually really good. Killed a bunch of people, but just wasn't enough. Our team still died first. We had 8 people or so. It's probably about an even fight. Maybe they had a little bit more, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Still fun. I want to go back. I'm glad to know that Harani's got some people. And winning a fight for them is good. They need to win more fights so that they feel like, you know, they can bring more people. Losing fights all the time is always just a demotivator for most folks. Not for me, though. I go with a build where I die consistently all the time. So if it was ever a demotivator for me, I would never be playing the build that I do. I can't even click this guy. Alright, that's fine. Let's see, what can we do? It's just me and this guy with wings running around. Okay, I don't know. Nobody's actually anywhere, so... We'll see. Oh my god, Megadeth, you're regrading? Oh man, do you want me to play Amino? I can play Amino for you. Actually, I think that's copyrighted. You can't actually play Amino, or it goes muted on the Twitch VOD. But, you know, you could do that in Spirit, I guess. So, good luck. And I hate regrading. I have a whole box to regrade, and I'm not excited. I gotta get like 15k more, and then I'll be okay to regrade the whole box, I think. Just because the regrade cost needs to be, you know, accounted for. So I'm getting there. I need 20k total. I'm at 15k more. Pretty good. Failed again. Sorry about that. What did you say you were regrading? Is it all up to Divine sort of thing? Regrade costs are tough. Like, to get a Divine on average, it's going to cost about 5,000 gold. And if you don't have that prepared, then, you know, you're going to be disappointed. Or not. I mean, it's always luck. But on average, it's 5,000 gold, so... something to keep in mind. It's, And personally, I like to do all those regrade sprees at one time. Yep, your Obsidian... I'm sorry, Obsidian Shield to Divine. Gotcha. Yeah, the extra gem slot is always worth it, so I gotcha. I get it. Again, I mean, if you want to wait until 4.5, what is the hard mode regrade rate for Celestial? It's like in 4.5. What is it? Let me think. I bet I can find it here. But I know most people don't want to wait till 4.5. I get it. But in regrade rates, Celestial hard mode is 39%. So if you use a superior red, that's like 88%, right? No. 6, 7. Yeah, 88%. No, 78%, sorry. I don't know how to do math. It's 78%, yeah. I was right that time. I had to check the calculator after, but yeah. So, I mean, if you want to wait, 78% is a pretty good chance that you would get the Obsidian Shield up to Divine at least, right? For the cost of a superior red, which is expensive, but theoretically it would lower the averages anyways that you're actually spending to get Divine or Epic. So it is something to consider. If you have patience, if you want to just start hoarding money to regrade in 4.5, I really do strongly recommend doing that. And I've been trying to shout that at people as much as I can, because I don't want people like feeling disappointed or anything, you know, in 4.5, you know, because you feel like you missed out on something, right? Because you feel like you regraded during this event, but you could have done it then. So just keep that in mind. It scares me. I'm scared of people that might be pissed about that. Alright, nobody's actually going anywhere, so I'm not really sure what's happening during this Miss Marrow. I kind of want to just go and see what I can find, because why not? I'm using the right glider, but I think a cloak glider might help here, so let's do that. There we go. Anybody following me? Nope. Little cloak. This is our tower, so I don't know, maybe there's some reds surrounding it. It doesn't look like there are. Yeah, it doesn't look like there are. Maybe there's some stealth, but that doesn't really matter to me. So who is around here then? These towers aren't even down yet, the outer towers. So nobody's taking this one. Interesting. I want a PvP though. They actually had a force today. So I want to go and fight them. But nobody else wants to, which is really weird. Why do people not want to PvP? That was a really good fight earlier. Oh, hello, hello. Oh god, there's so many people. Oh, how do they know? How does he know? Wait, wait, I'm really confused. How did he know? I mean, you all saw that on the stream. How did he know? How did he know that I was there? He even was able to target me. That's really strange. Okay, he wasn't using that, this one, for the extra range. Okay. We'll just go with that, whatever. I wanted to go and attack them, but I didn't expect to get found out first. But nobody wants to help, man. Yeah, nobody wants to PvP. Okay, guys, seriously. Man, this is really aggravating to me. West is usually, like, the ones that are dominating against East in Mistmarrow, right? So East doesn't show up. Now West is finally getting killed by East in this fight. And now West doesn't want to go. Like, come on, guys. Just go frickin' fight. Just leave the Nui and fight. And nobody ever wants to. It really does suck. Ugh. Invictus, hello, hello. Good to see you. Hey, guys. Oh god. Why do people always just ignore PvP? Like, there's nothing here. No, we saw that the Harania was southwest, so. Let's go. Let's go southwest again. I don't care about, like, winning or anything. I want to kill people. West did show up for Siege, though. You're right. No, that's true. I agree with you. But there's a small number of people here that, like, we could go in PvP, and it's a nice small number versus small number fight. Yet they don't want to go to it. It's very strange. But that's people in general, right? Like, East does the same thing whenever they're losing. Whenever you're losing, nobody wants to go and participate for some reason. No idea why. It's just how the mentality of people. Yeah, people avoiding PvP at a PvP event. Yep. Unfortunately, that's the way. This guy's really trying to get his tower done, huh? Should I let him get his tower done? I feel really bad. I don't want to kill this guy. I'm not going to kill this guy. Screw it. Wait, what? Why is he leaving? No, now I have to kill this guy. I'm going to get you. Alright. Now I feel really bad. No, I didn't want to kill that guy. He was really easy. Oh, God. How much damage did I do? Was it really that? Yeah, I did a lot of damage. Okay, I'm a bad person. This is why really my only competition is people who are about 1,000 gear score greater than me, because on average those guys won't get one shot by me. But anybody at my gear score or below is just toast. Yeah, I feel bad. I always feel bad about that. Like, every time I win stuff, I feel bad. I don't want to win 3v3s because, like, I feel bad for the opponent team. Man, I don't understand. Am I just broken? Am I not supposed to be feeling that way? I know it's a PvP game, but, man, people feel bad so easily. I don't want people to feel bad, you know? I want people to feel happy and be like, oh, man, I lost. Oh, what can I do to be better? But that's never the case, so I don't want to let people... I don't want to make people lose. Oh, man. Maybe I'm just too nice. I am too nice. I get that. Oh, hello. Woo. Yes. Okay, okay. Okay, one down. Next target. Oh, dear God. Okay. Wait, where are they going? Hello. You're on my radar. Oh. Oh my God, this guy's potted. And I'm dead for 3 people. No. I'm gonna kill one. Okay, can I kill one? Ah, I killed one, and I can heal. No, but I'm gonna die here to the Dark Runner. Okay, the Dark Runner got me. My Serp thing saved me though. One time against 4. Still good. PS Newbie, it's okay. You're supposed to be salty and rage on Reddit. You could be different. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, too late. You feel bad because regrade failed. See, that's exactly like, man, I hate that people have to regrade during a regrade event. I had to too. You know, I had to regrade my belt and my instrument because I didn't want to lose those even in 4.5. I get it. I understand that. But, yeah. Any news about Fresh Start? Man, everybody's going nuts about that. I have my thoughts as well. I've already talked to the appropriate people about it, and everybody understands stuff. Luckily, things can be fixed, you know. Alright, so, I think, yeah, I guess everybody's capping stuff right now, so I can help with that for sure. I just have to actually put on the glider and then go places. Let's go places. Wait, did they take West already? So they used to have, you used to be able to see in chat, like in the in-game chat, who captured what tower. I don't know why, but you can't do that anymore. I've never seen them here. I don't understand. There's no tower there, I get it, but it doesn't even show up in the other one. You have the video from Niver. The problem with the video from Niver is it's only that exact joke. It's not what actually happens after. And she goes and explains everything afterwards, so I mean, it's not really the craziest thing. People are kind of overworked about it, and I didn't like the joke either. It was not a good joke because she forgot. Here's the thing. Okay, the whole thing is very easily summarized. Everybody's going nuts and saying things and, you know, bandwagoning to say whatever they want. The truth is this. Okay, she forgot that people on the stream don't watch every single stream. That's the whole problem. And she made a joke that is a joke to people who are watching every single stream. But that's not always the case. So a lot of people took it the wrong way and didn't really understand it. And even I cringed. I'm on every single stream and I still was like, oh, that's a bad joke to make. You know, too many people aren't going to get that. So it happened. I mean, she still did go and answer the question. It wasn't like, you know, she was leaving people out. But, yeah, it just wasn't really the best way to say it or anything. Wasn't really the best joke to make. So that's my thoughts on that. I've said it out loud. I've already told the appropriate people, so I don't think it's that crazy. But that's just how it goes. She was alone on stream anyway, so a lot of stuff for one person. Yeah. I mean, unless you stream all the time constantly, you'll know how to handle these kind of situations. I guess it's true. I get that too. Fair enough. Yeah. Do I think that she deserves her place there? I don't know what she does. I can't really comment on that, you know? And maybe that's not a good thing either, because maybe we should know what she does. But, I'm not in Tryon. I don't work in Tryon. I don't know what she does on a day-to-day basis. So we can't make comments like that, you know? We don't work there. They're a company. They're a legitimate company. You know, they're public-facing, but you don't say these kind of things about other companies unless there's public-facing people to talk, and it's tough to be that person. PS Newbie, like when someone tries to make a joke, it doesn't work and it's awkward. I mean, yeah, this was the case. And people, I get it. People have every right to go and talk about their opinions on things and say this wasn't appropriate, you know, it's not professional, because I get it. That makes perfect sense. So that's fine. That's just the kind of thing that happens. So these things happen. I mean, it sucks. We deal with it a lot too, but you know, it's better to just move on and try to actually get stuff done than it is to actually get held up about this stuff, especially in her position. You know, if she gets held up about all this, then she's not doing her job. But she's doing stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's a work environment. I go to work every day. I do stuff too. You know, I don't want other people saying that you know, what I do is bad or because they don't know, right? I used to work for a little bit. I was in MMO development, and I was also public facing. And it's not fun. It is not fun, for sure. Especially in like smaller sort of niche games. That's why I got out of it. But it's a real stress for sure every single day. Let's go to Marianople. We'll queue back up for 3v3s, so feel free to queue up as well. By the time you hear this, I'll be in queue, most likely. For 3v3s in North America. So let's go ahead. We'll queue up. We'll be doing these. I'm in rebirth status. Okay, for only a second more, so we're good. Timing is perfect. But yeah, I know Tryon does make a lot of mistakes and stuff, and I agree with that, and I point it out every single time, and I try to talk to the appropriate people to get stuff fixed, and at times I'm successful, or the community is successful, but I know it sucks. I agree with you on that. It's I try to be as open as I can about everything, and I only tell the truth and my perfect opinions about not perfect opinions. That's not my correct. No, that's not a. Like, I'm not trying to lie, you know? I'm just trying to tell people what's on my mind. Perfect opinions. That doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to tell people what's on my mind, because that's the way you get stuff fixed, right? Is by telling the truth and being communicative and being constructive in criticism. So I try to do that as much as I can off stream. You know, on the forums, you'll see a lot of posts from me. I talk a lot in Muzzy's Discord to try to actually get stuff solved. And people talk all the time in Muzzy's Discord about stuff too, and a lot of the times, you know, don't have all the information about stuff, and I try to help out with that so that we can fuel proper feedback. But it's a back and forth thing. It's tough. It's really up to the players to also help contribute properly and not just go out yelling about stuff, because then you're not really helping at all. And I've seen actual things work when people do go and, you know, through the proper channels and talk about stuff and give proper feedback. Things actually get done. A little bit slowly, in my opinion, but they still get done over time. So keep that in mind. I do encourage everybody to go to the forums if you can and talk about stuff and try to discuss things. Go to the game feedback section. That's one that Muzzy really has said that he puts a huge priority on checking every day, constantly, the game feedback forum. And I told him, dude, you should move this forum up in the list. Yeah, maybe I should actually tell him to do that again, or ask him to do that again, because that was probably a good idea. But that kind of stuff is important. But yeah. And XL Games is developing this best MMORPG ever city. You know, it's a tough thing when you have, like, when you're a development company and you have this many proficiencies in the game and you have to make all of them work with everything. It's tough. There's bugs all the time. There's issues all the time. So, you know, it's tough to develop games like that too. So keep that in mind. You know, everything is always a work in progress. I know everybody makes the joke, the game is still in beta, but I mean, the game is technically always in beta, right? Because it's always being developed. And now you see the whole skill system being revamped in 4.5. Man, I got a really squeaky chair. So we'll see how that does in terms of like changing gameplay and stuff. Megadeath Gamer, one question. When are you going to learn Spanish? I don't know Spanish. Okay. I actually took like 3 years of Spanish in high school. And I walked out of that last exam, like my senior year. I walked out and I had no idea what just happened. I just walked out and I blanked. Like somebody just knocked me out, and like I don't remember anything. So that's all I've got is okay. And maybe I'll tell him again, yeah, Invictus. Probably better. Because I think it's important. I think the game feedback forum is really good. There's really good stuff in there. And maybe XO Games isn't going to do all of it, but look, 4.5 has unlimited arenas by the exact suggestion, the exact same mechanics for suggestion that everybody wanted. And that was totally because of us, because Korea and Russia don't care about those changes. They have really cheap bruiser badges. And even then, Korea has their arenas limited to certain times of day. So that was really done for us because we've been suggesting it. So it's not like stuff doesn't happen, but yeah. But anyways, I'll let you guys keep talking about that. Yes, I am queuing up for 3v3s. Hopefully we can get some 3v3s going. If everybody's queuing up, feel free to. I'm not the kind of person who's like crazy about like, oh, I need to win everything. So, you know, I'm not gonna rage too much. So feel free to queue up, and hopefully you guys have the same mentality, because otherwise it's not as fun. But yeah. I'm so happy about 3v3s though. They're so much fun, honestly. It's really good to be able to like go between different people and like CC people over there, over here, and help out your team, and it's a really feel good sort of arena. So I'm excited for maybe one day 5v5s will come back, especially with cross server, but we'll see. Anyways, I do think that they send reports, but like They probably have Jira. They probably have. I can't say stories. They probably have tasks open. Hey, how's it going? I see you there. They probably have tasks open for everything that we talk about. And I'm not kidding you. It's easy to go open a task. It's prioritization that's tough, right? If you're going to prioritize stuff, you want to prioritize stuff not only that affects a bunch of people, it has to be a bug or thing that affects multiple regions too. So if there's a bug or if there's an issue that affects multiple regions as well as tons of people, that will always take priority over a bug that only affects one region, even if it affects everybody. So they're going to work on that one first, and then they're going to work on this next one, right? And priority is really, it's down to that, and we don't know what gets prioritized. So it's, there's a lot of companies now that have really open development. You can see their priority list. You can see their Jiras, which is like their task managing and everything. Subnautica is a good example. That game just came out, and they still have everything open to the public. You can see everything, but they're an indie company, so they can do that. Like it's not, they can go beyond normal practices, and even then, that's agile. That's the agile development, and it's really encouraged to be open. But people don't really do that, especially a lot of. It's not in the Asian culture of development to be that open with people. It's just how it is, right? Do I think the new server will be vanilla like Korean? Absolutely, I do. I'm not a big fan of it. I've talked about that all the time. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, so we have to deal with it. I don't think I'm going to be playing it. I know a lot of people were asking me about that, if I'm going to go to the Fresh Start server. I might for like maybe a week just to see the ridiculousness that happens on those servers, and I can stream it because everybody enjoys that kind of thing. But I won't be doing anything there permanently for sure. Plus, I have the best build already for a new Fresh Start character. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Like, if I go and make a new character, bam, 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 get these things done, I'll be fine. So I'm excited. I could do that on a Fresh Start character, but I don't think I'm going to take it seriously beyond that. Which is what most people do, right? They spend the first couple months there because it's really fun, and then they go back to their regular server. And I don't blame them for that either, because it's fun to start a new character like that when everybody's at the same sort of level. Although, question, is the Hasla gear available in their Fresh Start 4.5 in Korea? Does anybody know if Hasla's gear is available? Because I know they go up to Ethereum, and Hasla is Ethereum at best. But it's not the, it's not crafted, so I don't know if they have Hasla available to them or not. I don't think anybody knows, actually. I'm not even sure if, I might have to ask some folks who have characters. But those guys don't have characters in Fresh Start servers, so they would never know. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. Hasla is open in Korea for sure. Oh, so that's good. For weapons, okay. Well, weapons I think are the only things that are there. See, that's cool. I like that. And I've done tons of proposals for ways we can bring Hasla back, or at least Hasla type gameplay. Which, to be fair, they tried to bring Hasla type gameplay back. That's what Reedwind is, where you're supposed to go there and you're supposed to farm all these things, and then go and build the tower, right? But there's so many problems with Reedwind being like that because you can just farm 24/7 whenever you want. I think that if they changed Reedwind just so that you can only farm those tower things 1 hour a day, it would be awesome. Everybody would go there, that place would turn to war, and it would be a crazy war zone of people trying to just deny mob kills. I would love to see that, and I've made that proposal before. But again, that's probably not really priority for them, even though I think it'd be a lot of fun. And it would limit a lot in terms of how often people can actually do Thunderwing, of course. But if they did it now, everybody's already stocked up on the on those essences, so it wouldn't even matter. They'd have to like change that resource in order to make that work. You can't make houses in Freeditch? Yeah, that's expected. They did that with our Fresh Starts as well. That's perfectly expected. The whole game mechanics changed for that, so trading changed entirely, so they really can't have houses there. They couldn't back when there were, but they figured that out, right? Man, I can't get any 3v3s. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm not even like queuing up all the time. I'm just talking, which I want to do gameplay. I know that's what you guys want to see as well. I do miss Freeditch PvP, Invictus. I agree with you. There's a lot of PvP in this game. The game obviously flows in terms of what people generally do for PvP. But, yeah, you thought people were able to do it because it's vanilla? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, Freeditch PvP was a lot of fun back in the day. You know, they try to change things like Rangora so that it's on a certain timer, so that people maybe would go there and contest it more often, but that doesn't seem to be the case. In fact, what are the Rangora fragments worth? The, oh god, what are they called? What is it? Anybody know what the drop from Rangora is? It's like something drop. It's that blue tier. I'm in all caps for some reason. Bitter teardrop. There we go. That was close. Bitter teardrop. Oh, they're like 280 gold. So yeah, for a small group to go and contest it on cooldown is actually worth, I guess. Invictus, now people move packs with protection and alt armies on ships. Yeah, that's true. CD, you remember when trade runs Friedrich with 6 guilds, like 500 people? Yeah, people used to do tons of stuff, right? Fishing raids was a huge thing. Fighting fishing raids was a huge thing. Bringing your raid into theirs, you know, while they try to escape because they see you on radar. And I think that was even before we had the Sea Breeze, or before we had the Shroud Lights. So if somebody was coming at you, you could see them. There's no hiding the radar. They were there. They were coming. So you would run away. And that was a lot of fun. But we just don't have that kind of gameplay anymore, which... You know, now they're so focused on events and bringing people to Mist Marrow and Leviathan and Red Dragon and all of these, and a lot less on just the day-to-day sort of thing, especially with peace times and everything, right? So that's how they wanted to change their game. But I know the rules are a little bit different in Russia as well because they love PvP, but I'm going to be honest, North America, EU, okay, I can't talk about EU. Maybe EU will agree. North America does not like PvP. Like, at all. So maybe that's why they changed it. Like, North America doesn't want PvP, right? In fact, I was just talking about this the other day to somebody else, but, like, people in this game, this is the only game that I've ever seen where people actively avoid challenges and PvP like the plague. Like, as soon as there's a challenge, you transfer servers. Like, you are out of there. No challenges here. I'm gonna go somewhere else and free farm, and then get gear, and then do nothing with that gear because I don't want challenges, right? Like, that's how people are, and because of that, maybe that's why the game changed so much, to be this, like, you can just do things in peace zones, and everything is okay, and there's no problems, because people don't even want PvP. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the subject. Maybe I'm wrong, but I want to hear your opinions as well. I love challenges. That's why I play this game. That's why I'm always in the underdog faction, because I don't want to free farm. I don't care about that. Like, it's not fun for me. It's not a challenge. We play video games to have challenges, right? We don't play video games to sit there and win all the time. If Overwatch had a feature where you could pay $20 and you had double the stats of everybody in the opponent's team, and that's how people play, like, nobody would play the game. It doesn't make any sense, right? But people play that way, and they want those double stats, and then they want to go and beat on people who don't have double stats, and they want to not fight people who are at equal level. That's how people are in Archeage. It sucks. People just want to win, exactly that. I've talked about that a lot as well, PS Newbie. I'm pretty sure you were there for the streams. I'm trying to get in 3v3s. It's just not happening. I know, I want to stop talking and talk about PvP and stuff, but we're forced to talk about other things. Hopefully I'm making some sense, though, hopefully, and people agree, and I just, you know, I have an internal policy with myself, where if I don't have a solution to something, I don't really talk about it. Because, you know, you gotta come up with a solution to a problem. Otherwise, you're just saying there's a problem, and it's not really helpful. I've talked about solutions to the problem. I've talked about the gear disparity. I've posted things on the forums that people still go and quote all the time for fixes, but I really don't think they're gonna actually happen. Invictus killing 3 fisher ships and not being able to drive 3 ships because you're on your own. Yeah, I know. You'd have to have your friends to use their fish ships to bring stuff back. I used to go and hunt fishing ships by myself, and then I would just take 1 fish back, and I wouldn't even kill the rest, because I didn't want to be the mean guy, and I didn't have a fishing boat. I would just kill their ship, take a fish and go, and then turn in the fish, and I wouldn't even care, because I'm just there for PvP, just to cause problems. I wouldn't even kill their fish. Yeah, I'm not trying to make people mad. I just wanted 1. Just wanted 1 fish, you know, for like 7 gold. I just swim across the ocean, turn in, waste of time, but whatever. In Europe, we love PvP? Really? Is that true? I know in Europe, Russia likes PvP. Their whole servers are really designed around it, too. It's quite impressive. I would love that, but I don't think North America is ready for that for sure. Not to the scale that they do. I think that the people who say that they want that have lots of gear and want that because they want to fight people, because they have lots of gear and others don't. But for the average person, nobody really wants to PvP, so it's just, it's tough. Tough to play that way, unfortunately. PS Newbie, do you remember bringing 20 merchants to Freeditch with larders for Gold Trader? Yeah, absolutely. That was a lot of fun. Although back when I was playing it, there wasn't much contesting of that. There was small groups contesting it, which actually got away with stuff, but other than that, not too much, unfortunately. If people just weren't afraid of PvP, you would see just, if, let's say, everybody had one mentality of, I want a PvP. Mistmira would be full all the time, Halcyona would be full all the time. I'm still targeting you, you've just been hanging around this whole time, huh? Alex Straza. Everybody would just go to things. Like, they wouldn't even care if they got killed all the time. They'd just go to them. And then it would be a lot more fun for everybody. But, yeah, still no pop, unfortunately, Alex Straza. Not sure why. CD, we even fight for Kraken multiple times. It's like 24 hours fighting for it. When we kill it, it was like, there's no more PvP. I'm surprised. Right now, people still actually fight over Kraken like that, because now I hear it can be downed in a minute and 15 seconds. You know, what are you gonna do? Hopefully that crap gets fixed. But yeah, so I mean that's the kind of game that I wish Archeage was, where everybody just wants to go in PvP, and they don't even care if they're in the underdog faction. They're just gonna go anyways. Honestly, I think the only way to if they're not gonna change the gear disparity, I think the only way that people will just go PvP is if they removed losing honor, even though it's only 10, but people still say that as an excuse. So if they removed losing honor from dying and gaining honor from killing people, that would be the only reason people go out in PvP. They wouldn't even do it for rewards. If there was literally no downsides at all, would people go? Actually, I don't even think people would. I don't know. It's tough to say what the solution is. Gear disparity is the solution, but whatever. So much. Sorry, we're talking about all these things, so I don't know, maybe you guys like talking about these things. I just want a PvP. Like, that's all I'm talking about. And I can't get 3v3s to pop. Feels bad, man. Peace Noob, you miss people running larders on merchants or big fishing groups. If it was a lot of CPvP content. I don't think AA is the best MMO ever, but the sea fighting is something new and different. I'm trying to think like a solution to that right now. I think that if they just made fishing better, you'd see that more often, but now all the servers are like so sort of imbalanced right now that it's, even if you did see things come back like that, I don't think it would be that popular. Like you'd see fishing raids, but nobody would go and contest them, you know? And if expecting you started, you joined the arena as soon as you could with the quest gear. You died a lot, but you learned a lot from it. I see many more people with that mentality. Exactly. And you just don't have that many people, unfortunately. Trap. Twitching viewer, thank you very much for following. Hopefully you can get that twitching issue solved. Try up. People won't go unless rewards are good, because things like Mistmira are no fun. There's still tons of merchant ships and cargo around Kraken all day. Yeah, there are, that's true, but nobody goes to contest them really, right? That's the problem. People do it, but nobody's going to go and contest because nobody wants to try for some reason. So, I do. I go out there, well, I don't play as often during the times people do it, but yeah, I try to. It's fun. We'll queue back up for 3v3s here. Clover, you're saying that it's not an honor issue? People use it as an excuse though, right? They say, oh, don't go into battle because you're just feeding them honor. Guys, honor doesn't mean anything in this game. Like, have you seen the honor shop? All that stuff is tradable. It really doesn't matter. You know, you're feeding somebody 40 honor because you're not under leech. Who cares, right? They even made a system where if you are under leech, you're worth less honor. So you're literally encouraged to go back out there and fight people, even though you don't gain as much honor yourself. But yeah. That's just excuses people make not to PvP. Don't feed them honor. Come on, guys. So it's a freaking PvP game. Just go. Just go and fight and try. Figure things out. Oh well. Cedar saying Mr. Mirror is not fun because there's no raid leader. It's just random raid leader. That does kind of suck. We've had issues with that too. We just end up making a different raid, but you don't always get that either. It does require people actually stepping up, as a lot of these social kind of games do. I know my bird is over there. He wants to talk too. He's just saying words. They also changed Chum too. Chums gives 10 fish if solo, 20 if... Yeah, that's right. With the Chum changes, that's right. It's sort of... I don't know why, but it's like they thought that those raids were bad. Like, why did people think those raids were bad? Why would they limit them? They did that on purpose, you know? I didn't agree with that, of course. I didn't even fish, but... I was actually in the fishing raids to go and help people. I had never fished myself in those raids. I would just be there and be stoic until somebody tried to attack my friends, which is fun for me. And then I get a fish out of it, you know. But yeah. I steal merchant ships from people moving trade packs up the Nuia coast quite often. You'd be surprised how many alts run packs like that. Maybe I should do the same then. But then I always feel bad. Like, every time I steal stuff from people, I'm broken. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I don't want to steal stuff from people because then I feel bad. Whatever, you know. Especially if, like, they're newer players. There's a lot of newer players for some reason on Kraken. Like, actually newer players. Like, I just saw somebody today who literally ran up to this door with his pet, both of his pets out, a mount and a battle pet. And he ran up to this door for, like, a second. He got off his mount because he couldn't press F. And he was, like, running around here for a little bit, and then he ran away and went exploring. I was like, man, we got new players here. They weren't even gilded. But, I don't know what my point was there. Oh yeah, I don't want to like ruin their experience by stealing stuff from them, because I don't really need money. I'm just doing it for fun, right? I want to PvP people who can actually kill me. But yeah, sadly you don't get PvP from ults. Exactly that, Invictus. Try fishing still makes good money. It's great for small groups to make money. It's not the most labor efficient money, you know. You'd rather, in my opinion, run packs from Gwynedd over to Soulsreed and make more money than fishing. And I did the math, and it's generally, I mean, it's pretty close. These runs, though, are very quick. So as opposed to going out fishing a whole bunch of stuff and coming back, you could just do those trade runs. And everybody wants you to do those trade runs, too, because they generate cargo. Clover, the thing is, I'm still queued up, right? Yeah. Just having an unlucky time of PvP. But that's fine, I guess we're talking. Let's see if you guys want that. Clover, the thing is when fights are not even numbers, and one side decides to play the easy way, maybe it's because they're losing, fights or content. So for the losing side, it's too much to decide to expert to another server to free farm. So yeah, in general, you're saying the losing side kind of just, it's a motivation thing, right? Yeah, the losing side loses motivation, so they don't want to do too much stuff, or they don't want to go and attend events, and that's exactly the problem. It's right. It's hard to motivate people to go to stuff. So I create a suggestion. Guys, if you like the suggestion, go to the forums, into the game feedback forum, and say so. But I very recently made a suggestion to, instead of having these events with double honor or double everything, screw that. I'm not kidding. And instead, just run weekly events. Even less than that. Half week. Okay, they have to do weekly events because of server maintenance. Weekly events where you get triple the rewards for specific things. Triple the rewards for Mist Mirror for a week, and maybe Halki too. Triple the rewards for, for arenas for just a week, or for Aegis Isle or Whale Song, or this kind of stuff. Just for short periods of time so that it doesn't get stale. Because you guys remember when the Mist Mirror event happened and everybody went there for the dragons? Because they wanted to go kill the, they want to kill the dragons and get coins out of it. That was like the best thing for like 3 days. 3 days, Mist Mirror was full to capacity when no one went there the previous day. And then after that, it just became stale. But it was really fun for those 3 days. So we kind of need those kind of rotating sort of events. And yeah, there you go. Invictus linked it there. If you guys like that idea, say so. And it'd be nice to have that kind of stuff. Again, just because it keeps keeps things going, and it's not just double everything, go do everything. It's literally focusing on different things, and it encourages people to at least go, regardless of motivation, right? That's the only thing I see really helping the motivational issue. But there's probably other even better suggestions too. So if you have anything, go to the forums and say so. Triumph. West has the whole game handed to them on a silver platter. You don't have 5 minutes OP runs on the East. Yeah, well, that's true. I agree with that. I mean, East is nice because they have Solus on, like, the, right here on the edge, which is really cool. But that's not that crazy, honestly. I don't know. I don't play East, so what do I know? I know that East does a really good job at putting everything into Peace, but that's not a 5-minute OP run by any means. Although, everybody said there's, like, a glitchy one you could do from Rokala into Rookborn. So I guess there's that. I'm not really sure. I don't know how that stuff works. I don't do trade runs or anything. Don't talk to me about that. I don't know. Trapper banned from the forums because you told somebody you can't. Okay, patch people off the planet. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't talk to them on the forums. I only talk in the forums when I have suggestions or something, or I have valuable feedback. And otherwise, I just stay off of them. I mean, I'm afraid of the moderating team too. I'll be honest. I've had to like say, hey, this is in the wrong forum post, or like ask people to change the name of my thread several times actually. I've done that before. Like I missed something in the thread, and I just write a little note. I report my own thread and say, hey, can you please change the name of this to blah blah. Frickin' that shit gets done within 5 minutes. Every single time I report something on the forums, it's done within 5 minutes. It's like a freaking ghost is always there watching the forums. So I'm scared of them too. I get it. It's a scary place. If there's literally a dude who's just there watching the queue for reports. Yes, you can post links, CD, just as long as they're relevant and not bad or anything. But yeah, I do allow links in chat. Try up Rokala to Rook needs a car, so no hauler trains like Animar. Oh, well, the Animar train I don't really like. Actually, I'll be honest, I don't really like this Animar to Souls Read thing. Everybody does it, but it's like, it takes so much time. Now, I don't move trait packs, so maybe I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know, that's just my opinion, I guess. I don't do trait packs, so I have no idea. So, yeah, that's probably, I'm just uneducated on the subject, so, yeah. That's a PvP video in EU. Alright, I'm gonna look at this later, I'll bookmark it in my list here. You have it at a specific time. Is there any reason for that, CD? By the way, oops, no. Oh, this is the siege. Cool. That's good. By the way, I do encourage people again to go check out the 4.5 videos that are coming out of Korea. There's been a lot of meta changes. I mean, it still mostly revolves around Mage Ball, but I don't know, it's been kind of interesting to watch those videos. I even took one of my streams just to evaluate them. So, I mean, you know, you can go back and watch that stream. It's not on my YouTube channel because I just went through YouTube videos. I didn't want to put that on YouTube. But it's in one of my VODs, listed out quite nicely with a description of what I was doing, as opposed to all my other VODs that is just the same description and name as the channel. Okay, it doesn't matter. Point is, it's important to look at all the changes and things that are going on, and there's been a lot of videos coming out of 4.5 with huge raid versus raid fights. But yeah. You're saying 4.5 looks like garbage because of one-hit wonder specs? I mean, they kind of removed all the one-hit wonder specs that I'm aware of, right? So I'm not really sure. We have way less crowd control than we do now. Archers are really crazy because they have some good silences.
Unit ready.
But it's hard to say whether or not. I mean, just from what I've been seeing in 1v1s and in open world, it doesn't really feel like that. I'll check that one too. I'll bookmark this as well, City, later on. I don't want to do it right now. I'm sure you can understand. There we go. Yeah, we're still in queue. Like, we're waiting for 3v3s, I know. You and I. And probably Clover, too, is sitting here in 3v3 queues. I don't know why it's not popping. I do miss the Diamond Shores scrims that everybody likes to have. It happens occasionally still, but just not as often. Hey, we actually got one! Look at that. Got a 3v3 finally. Yes, okay, that's true. In Triumph. Crit is way out of control. You're right. That is the bad part about 4.5. For that reason alone, honestly. I hope that they tune that down, that they've noticed what they've done there. But, don't know. I don't know. That is a huge problem. I'm a crit build, and I literally am telling people left and right all the time, crit is a big problem in this game because I can abuse it like crazy. So, I mean, I get it. I agree with that part for sure. That like I didn't even cross my mind. Clover, I got you on my team, and also got a Swag Lord on my team, Skull Knight, and a Stone Arrow. All right, on the opponent's team, we've got Primeval, who's in freaking plate, and another plate guy. So let's just go ahead. We'll do some magic damage here. Should be fine. Should be just fine. Now they do have a wizard. Oh, they've got a healing wizard. I think we know not to fight in Whirlwind though. No, Swag Lord is. Oh god, he's going for it. Oh, he's going for it. What is he doing? Okay, he's shackled for a long time, but man, I'm not getting any help from my team whatsoever. Get out of there. There's nothing I can do about this. I just got targeted down by 2 people. No, don't go for the skull. Or, oh, I get it. Yeah, we're going for the healer. I forgot they don't have a Skull Knight. That's our guys who have a Skull Knight. Maybe going for the healer here won't actually be a good idea. But maybe instead I should have just accepted the damage and seen what I could do to kill them. Holy crap, we're winning though. Wait, why? Did they spend too much time fighting? Oh, I know why. We have 2 people with defense. They did the appropriate thing, actually, by going for me first, because I'm the easiest target. Okay, I didn't think about that. That's my fault. I need to be in the back. I need to actually wait a long time before I engage in this fight, because I am the most valuable target. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cause them to be like, I'm going to go for you, and then I'm going to waste all their time. And to do that, I'm just going to really quickly open up with stealth. There we go. And let the other 2 sort of just engage in the fight. Whirlwind is very bad. I don't want to fight in that. Abyssal Petrify is really bad. We don't want to be fighting in that. Let's just stay as far... Oh, whoa, he got out of it. How did he get out of it? Okay. Should I help my friend? No. Let's go for this guy. Okay. Let's go for this. Okay, I want to disable you so badly. There, he's disabled for 6 seconds now. Oh my god, I am so heavily targeted here. And he's getting really good heals too, but unfortunately, I don't know what I can do here. Okay, that guy's down for a second. I really want to do some good amount of damages here, but I don't think before I die I was able to. Whew, this is tough. We really need to be focusing on their healer. We're doing damage split between all 3. It's not a good idea. Really need to be focusing the healer. CD, sorry about your English. Your English has been perfectly fine, man. Don't worry about it. No problems whatsoever. CD, what I want to say is that there's no videos about it. Doesn't mean there's no PvP in EU. No, I believe you, by all means. Do we want to go for Sayo first? Okay. Alright. We're all losing to someone different, swapping targets? Okay. We're all focusing someone different. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going for the wrong target. Fight in Whirlwind. Oh, God. Wait, can he still... He can still hit me? Wait, what? Wait, I'm really confused. And I'm bleeding, too, so I can't even engage here right now. Do I just use my potion? Okay. I don't want to go for the Officer Jenny. That's a great name, actually. Alright, I gotta wait for the other guy to come out. Whoa! Oh, a nice AoE trip, except still not really enough to do a lot of damage. We can still kill this guy off. Except we can't, because the healer is just way too good. Yeah, I think that we shouldn't have focused on this target. We should have gone for the healer first. The healer is plate, so I agree it's tougher to kill them, but we have a Skull Knight. We should have actually gone for the healer first, I think. Because we had 2 people who can do damage to that one healer in plate. Yeah, it's probably best for that reason. But otherwise, it's so easy to heal in this game that it's just, even if you have somebody down to like almost no health, especially somebody who's playing Dark Runner, where they can just take the passive to go invincible for 2 seconds. It's just really powerful. But yeah, I mean, Clover, I think in that case, in that particular fight, you could have just, your whole job there could have been just to disable the enemy archer, and that's it. Like, you wouldn't be doing damage to them, but just disabling them would have been probably the only thing. And then just me and the other guy who's mages go for their plate people, right? Starting with the healer. That probably was the best way for us to win. Probably the only way for us to win. We tried something different in the second fight, but I don't think that it didn't seem to work the way that we wanted it to, for sure. Obviously because we lost, right? But when a majority of your team can do one type of damage, it's best to actually use that to your advantage. And while we could still do a lot of damage to the Dark Runner, they're just going to get healed anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Unless the healer's crowd controlled properly. But Skull Knight has this like unique sort of thing where even in 3v3s or 1v1s for balanced arenas, Skull Knight can do a tremendous amount of damage just because of the buff that they get. Whereas normally you don't see Skull Knights doing as much damage just because, you know, it's not really a damaging build, it's a crowd control build, right? So do you think the Skull Knight should have imprisoned their healer and then telekinesis or something? Yeah, that could have helped for sure. But they did a good job with their Primeval and their Dark Runner at just being assassins and going for one target at a time, which was good for them. And we didn't really have any way to stop that other than imprison, right? Other than to lock ourselves in with one target, but it didn't seem like we were doing that. He did say that he wanted to cause imprison, but we didn't have the opportunity to, it seemed. There's a few things we could have done differently. Imprison definitely could have played a really good role. His intention was to use it, but it just didn't happen, right? It's alright. It happens. No problem. We'll just keep queuing up. That's why I like these fights so much. Positioning is really important. What you end up doing is really important. And, you know, it's possible he didn't want to press the imprison button because we just weren't close enough to him. Or he didn't feel like, you know, it was going to be a good idea at the time. So... And it was tough because they also got the first move. He used his Abyssal. Since they won the previous round, he had all of his Abyssal charges. And so he just used that to snipe at us from 50 meters. And that did a lot of damage right at the beginning. And he even caused bleeding, which means that I couldn't stealth in that time. We really were locked out of the beginning of the battle. I probably should have used the healing potion there before I attacked and just said, screw it, I'm not going to be able to use it later. Because it was a good chunk of my health, but that's okay. It's still good. Still fun. That's why I like 3v3s, is because you actually have to think somewhat in them. It does suck sometimes, you know, there's RNG involved, you don't get the proper team, or the opponent's team is just really, really powerful. But, I mean, that happens, you know, what are you going to do? Of course, 4.5 makes it so you can just queue up forever into Arena. For that reason, I'm going to have so much fun, because even if, you know, you don't have one good arena, or a few good arenas because, you know, they're imbalanced or whatever, you can just keep queuing up anyways. So eventually you get fun battles. And that's what I like. Oh, I didn't notice this before, but Lenny, thank you very much for following. Also, I do stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, just about like half an hour to an hour after reset every day on North America. So if you like my content, you want to see more of it, go ahead. You can follow the channel, and at least that way you'll be notified whenever I go live. And in general, I can stream outside those hours at random too, so that just helps me out, and you could also see it whenever I go live. Alright, you're heading out, City. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. What else? And yeah, I also do announce things like when I'm going live on Twitter. Maybe I'll do some giveaways on Twitter as well, but it's okay. It's alright. It's an okay platform. I used to use it a long time ago. I get some people use it. Some people use it to like get notified, to be notified of stuff, so alright, fine. I'll be over there. I'll notify people whenever I go live. That's easy enough anyways.
Unit ready.
And thanks for following, City. Alright, I want to get more skirmish arenas though. Why did we get one and then now nobody's doing anything? Oh, also, can I get some more stuff from my nonsense box? Yes! Oh my god, that's like the best thing. Right there. That's what I want. My nonsense box is growing. Actually, my nonsense box is full. So I've started a second nonsense box. So, I mean, there's that fun factoid. Well, anyways, I'm just waiting for stuff. Let's go look at my nonsense box. Actually, there's not really any progress there since the last time I showed it off, so never mind. But maybe we can go somewhere and do something while we're waiting for the 3v3s. We can probably go to Whale Song. Maybe pushing it to war isn't really the best idea right now, since I know a lot of people are over at Leviathan. Let's go to Aegis. Let's go to Aegis, I guess. Should I take the red portal? No. I know it's one less or two less hereafters, but I don't want to go through the 2 loading screens right now. No, they're quick. Let's just go directly to Aegis. We'll farm some mobs there. We'll be queuing up for 3v3s. Again, for anybody that's watching, if you're a newer player or you're a returning player, or just in general, you have any questions or thoughts or whatever, feel free to talk. Feel free to talk about whatever you want. Ask away. We'll do our best to help out, me in chat. And if we don't know the answers to something, we'll at least try to bring you to where you can find the answers. Archeage is a really complicated game, so I try to help people out as much as I can with learning things or help, So whatever you guys have, whatever questions you guys might have, feel free to ask. I know a lot of people try to hide all of their knowledge because in Archeage, knowledge is true power. It really is one of those games where the more you know, the more you can really take advantage of. So I try to sort of break the boundaries there and make everything public. That's not what I used to do by any means. I used to keep everything secret. Nobody knew my build. Nobody knew what I was doing. But it's not fun that way. It's more fun when everybody knows everything. At least for me. So feel free to ask away with whatever you guys need. Or just talk about whatever you guys want in the chat. We're just chilling. Waiting for the 3v3s to actually happen. Whenever they might. No. Still no 3v3s though, unfortunately. Oh. But yeah, what we were talking about earlier is still eating at me, honestly, and it always does. The whole thing about people that nobody really wants to PvP or nobody really wants to challenge. It sucks that that's the way that people are. I wish there was some solution to it, though. Like, what is the solution where everybody wants to free farm all the time? Like, you can go and tell people what's the point of free farming, but nobody's going to change, right? There's got to be some kind of mechanic or something that has to change in game to prevent, or not prevent, but encourage people not to free farm. And they kind of tried to do it, right? They tried to do it with the Red Dragon changes in 4.5 and Kraken changes, where after you kill it, you have to defend it for next time. But that just encourages 2 people to work together, right? 2 guilds to work together and just alternate who's going to get the Kraken or the Red Dragon every day. Yeah. The solution for it is to play mobile, essentially, yeah. I mean, you could, yeah. That's true. This is a very different game, right? It's a Korean game, and like most Korean MMOs, it really is just about progression. And people just try to progress as much as they can. But people just forget the fact that we're progressing for a reason. Why are we progressing? Why are we trying to get new gear? It's so that we can go in PvP. And then we just never end up PvPing. We're too busy getting gear, and then by the time we want to go PvP, the game is dead. I've been PvPing this whole time. Like, forever. As soon as free farm starts, I'm out of there, I've had to do that once. Where as soon as the opposing team left the server, I was out of there instantly. But yeah. The boss changes are just gonna make it so all guilds lock down content. Exactly, yeah. I was worried about that too. It's a good solution, I think, for Korea. Definitely a good one for Korea. We've seen how crazy it is there. But not for us. And I've talked about that as well. I don't know whether or not they'll change it for our version. Most likely not. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Only the people with fat wallets can PvP in this game. I mean, I PvP just fine. I just play a very unique build, right? And I'm not pay to win in the slightest. I just pay for subscription. And even then, that's more recent. So it just depends, really. But it's very hard to get involved in the game. Like, even if they did make it so that the gear gap was better, so more people had access to actually participating with competitive gear, Like, if they just made essentially Divine really good. I've talked about my suggestion for this. But, even if they made it so that the gear gap is more equal... No, I still feel like that's the solution. I really do. Like, everybody would start attending events. Everybody would actually start trying to contest because it would feel a lot better. And especially with my solution, it would make armor really good, so it wouldn't be just a one-shot every single time. But, anyways, yeah, I don't know. I still feel like the gear gap solution is really the only thing, but there's no way that would ever happen. They increased regrade rates. That's not a solution. New players are not going to get involved because regrade rates went up. Okay, new players are going to have to now deal with everybody in legendary gear while they themselves can't do anything. That's not fun. New players have to get involved quickly, not for crazy prices and trying to get legendary. It's not how it goes. Gear can't make people. You limit the incentive for people to make money for better gear. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, you've probably seen my suggestion on the forums. It's just my suggestion in a nutshell is currently the difference between getting gear from grand to rare is tiny, but going from mythic to eternal is huge, and they just need to flip flop that and make it so that grand to rare is a huge difference, but mythic to eternal is only a small difference. And the numbers are huge. Like, if you have a divine weapon, you're half as effective as somebody with a mythic weapon. 50%. Like, wait, no, is that right? Yeah, that's right, 100%. And it's even worse with eternal, but nobody has that really. But yeah, it's a problem. Like, you can have divine gear, but if you go up against people with legendary, you're still 30% underneath where they are. And even then, if you're underneath a tier, like Delphinod to Ionod, that's all 20% differences between each named tier. So it's hard to catch up in this game for sure. But people have to have fun in the game. They have to gear up and have fun progressing. They can't just progress forever if they're not having fun in the journey, because what's the point of playing if you're not having fun? It's a video game, right? Mythic to Eternal is only 5%. I don't know the Eternal numbers, but it's between... I have a chart for it anyways, but the chart is for 3.5, so... it's an older chart. But it's not only 5% for sure. Oh, it might actually be only 5%. I think that the thing above Mythic might be a bit smaller, but Legendary to Mythic is 15%. That's why I'm thinking that Eternal should be more than 15%. I think actually Eternal is 20%, but maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know, the chart's changed a little bit since that proposal. But yeah, essentially it scales that way, it scales up. The higher you go, the more stats you go, the more stats you get. When really it should be the other way around. And that's the problem. If everybody in Divine Gear was 75% as effective as somebody in, Legendary Gear, that'd be great. Well, not even Mythic Gear, honestly. That'd be a lot better, because people would feel like they actually had a chance. But people in Divine Gear have no chance right now. And their solution is to make it so that Epic's more accessible, but that still doesn't help new players, It helps maybe the older players. But it doesn't help newer players get involved, by any means. Because now they have to fight everybody in Epic Gear instead of Divine Gear, on average. Yeah, Tribe, now you have people glitching castles. Yeah, I heard about that, but that's been happening for months and years, even. I don't understand how that suddenly became an issue. And I don't really participate in sieges, but we've seen that forever. I'm actually really surprised that just now it's become a problem. Unless I'm missing something, it was never actually an issue, but I remember it all the time people were doing those glitches. There's a couple of glitches there too, right? Oops, let me queue back up for 3v3s. Yeah, really kind of sucks nobody's queuing for 3v3s right now. It's the prime time for it as well. Trap, it's because 4.0 locked the scroll to your guild. But people found a way around it. I see. So before 4.0, you were always... oh, my rank is too high. I just lost some rank, too, because we just lost one. So hopefully that actually lets me do some more 3v3s. Oh, right, yeah. So 4.8 locked the skill to your guild, or the scroll to your guild. Oh, so yeah, essentially the reason people did it before was because you could trade it or whatever. Or, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. So essentially, they tried to solve the problem, and it didn't work because there was an exploit around it. Yeah. I mean, it does get fixed in 4.5, so at least they do it right then. But I'm in the agreement that if something in a future patch gets fixed because it's an exploit or a bug, it should be counted as an exploit, and you should be penalized for doing it. Especially if the developers really acknowledge that it's an exploit. I know Tryon said that on the forums it's okay, it's going to be allowed for now. I don't quite agree with that because it's quite clear that in Korea it was literally fixed because it was a bug, not because not because they were allowing it to be an exploit. It doesn't make any sense. So that was off. That doesn't make any sense to me. Trying to clear it's not an exploit now because the people are abusing it too much. It's hard for them to. I mean, from their perspective, it's hard for them to go and maintain it and enforce it, right? So they just don't want to, and I don't agree with that either. It's like, go enforce things, go make the gameplay fair. If they simply said, hey guys, don't use the figurehead exploit, we'll ban you, nobody would do it. There would be the occasional person who does, and then they would get banned. Or maybe not. But the point is, it would very, very much, make groups play more fairly, encourage groups to play more fairly, because they know they're not allowed to do this thing. And you know how everything in video games now, everybody's recording everything, so really why risk it? But no, they decided they don't even want to enforce that or anything at all, and I think that's wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Kraken could be downed in a minute and a half. Leviathan is dying all the time now. Only purely because of this. And because of that, now you have 1 million Enowins on the server. It doesn't make any sense. You can't have an exploit that goes and brings a whole bunch of Enowins into the game like that. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Just like we had a bug where, a long time ago, you could dupe Apex, and people did it, and they got banned for it. But it brought a whole bunch of Apex into the system. That was bannable. This is freaking Enowins like everywhere. How is this not the same situation, It's even worse, in my opinion, because Enowins are ridiculous in terms of their potential. Or maybe honestly, maybe Tryon wants more Enowins in the game. I don't know. But right now, it's giving a lot of people a lot of money, so it's kind of unfair that they're going to get this advantage, that later on, other people are not going to get this advantage. The same advantage these guys currently get. That's another issue, why it really just needs to be enforced, or at least threatened that people will get banned, instead of not doing anything at all. Feel free to clip this and put it on the interwebs. I mean, it's just my 2 cents. This is what I think about the situation. I've already talked about this in a lot of different mediums as well, but I don't know. That's just how it is. Funks, you want to see the skill build? Everything is in... If you just type !gear into chat, you'll be able to see my gear as well as the skills that I have selected. They're all in that website. Hopefully that's sort of what you're looking for there. I know, actually, it doesn't show the abyssal skills, but this is what I'm kind of using. Or, I'm sorry, not the abyssal skills, the ancestral skills. I guess that website doesn't do that. But yeah. But anyways, everything should be there, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Generally, I'm pretty open with everything, so I try to actually get people a bit more educated about the game so that they can also sort of do fun stuff and have fun in the game. Because it is hard to do that, admittedly. But everybody kind of knows that. That's why I do the streams, is to help people out and to sort of help teach people things that, in the environment that this game is, it's really hard to get involved. And, I tell people all the time, join guilds, go do stuff, get dungeon gear or whatever, make sure you see everything in the game that exists, not just crafted gear in Obsidian. And, to each their own in terms of using that knowledge, but if the game isn't fun for people, I don't recommend playing it, honestly. It doesn't make sense to play a game that's not fun. And a lot of people seem like they're doing that. Like, they're just not having fun with the game because it's not for them, and they still play the game. It doesn't make any sense. Why? Go do something else. Well, that, and plus there's the inherent problem where you get massively punished if you leave the game. You know, all your houses and stuff go away or whatever, and that's also not a good mechanic. I've talked a lot against that whole issue. I've talked a lot about that issue. But yeah, that's how the game is designed, unfortunately. You can only do so much with suggestions and things to help. Which is, again, I seriously go and encourage people to go to the forums and talk about this stuff. Or go on Reddit and talk about this stuff with constructive criticism, because it is, honestly, I'll be honest, as I try to be, right now, we're probably more, our voice is probably heard more by Axel than it ever has been in the past. Which I know isn't saying much, but it really does feel that way. It really does. And it's honestly, it's because of Muzzy being so transparent with everything and having his own Discord where we can talk to him and get his opinion on stuff, or for him to, you know, see our opinions there. But yeah, if you talk about something you don't like, they get banned. I don't know. I've talked about stuff they don't like, and I didn't get banned for it. So I try not to go on the forums because I'm, like I said before, I'm kind of scared of it and how ridiculous the response time and mods are. But, I don't know, I try to be very, very constructive with everything that I do, so I'm not really worried, really. The patron housing is the hook to keep people playing Archeage, PS Newbie, but once you leave and lose all that, it becomes a barrier to people... Oh, a barrier for people to coming back. Yeah, that's exactly... It's a big problem. If you leave, you're punished severely. With all of your land is gone, and you have to set all this stuff back up, you have to pay for it all again. And that's not good. People need to be able to take breaks from video games, because otherwise you're going to get burned out and you're just going to start hating the game, which is part of another issue, right? And instead people just have to keep paying for the game, keep playing, keep doing stuff, and it's a problem. It needs to get solved, and I've talked about this for years. And I'll keep talking about it until it gets fixed, honestly. And I do recommend, yeah, to go into Reddit and talking about this stuff. I just don't like, there's a lot of people that post really unconstructive comments on there. It sucks, you know, if you're banned from the forums because, you know, you talk shit and stuff, you go to Reddit, and you're gonna do the same thing there, so now it's just a lot of those folks. Like, there's been a lot of really, really good, there's always good posts on Reddit with constructive criticism. I'm not a big fan of all the people that are just going and shouting swears and stuff. It doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. It's good, you know, it helps because people know that you're frustrated. And that's important. Everybody's frustrated because they actually like this game and they want it to be good. But it doesn't really help solve problems. And that's really what needs to happen. More solving problems. That's why I say that an internal rule of myself is that if I don't have a solution to a problem, or at least a proposal, I barely even complain about it until I come up with a solution. I publicly don't complain about it. Just because, you know, it's like a personal thing. As a developer, it's kind of the way that I'm built, you know, how I've always done stuff, right? Trap, you really only need to log in once every 5 weeks if you want to keep your houses up. Yeah, but you have to keep paying for the game, right? If you're going to take a break from a game, you don't want to even pay for it. Especially if you're going to go away for like a couple months. Or more, right? PS Newbie, other games you can leave and come back. Just need to read the patch notes. Yeah, right? But other games are different. I mean, you can leave, okay, obviously Blizzard knows what they're doing. They've had many years of experience of making mistakes too. So Blizzard knows what they're doing with WoW. You know, they're making it so that you can just get to max level really quickly, you can just get into raids really quickly. I guess they give you the gear for it, I don't really know. But you can't really compare Blizzard games with other things, so maybe that's not a good idea. Blizzard has had their problems too, right? They've learned over time. And Trion is a developer. Trion is, they make their own games. And honestly, if you've played those games, they're pretty good, and they really know their audience for them. As a publisher, I don't know, it's been a tough road with like games like Defiance and stuff, with them being as publisher. A lot of people say that, you know, why why didn't they make a deal to be able to program the game, just like Russia can do? I actually think there's some legal reasons for that in America, with American companies versus Russian companies or something, when you're publishing games from another place. But I also think that maybe XL doesn't want them programming a game because literally Trion is a development company, and if they start programming things, they could really go off and do their own stuff. And XL is probably afraid of that. So I don't know. Megadeth, gamer, you don't like my music? What do you mean by that? Why would I not like your music? But yeah, they've got like free-to-play games. They've got their, I don't know. It depends on what game you're playing, Triumph. I think they're perfectly fine, honestly. I played Atlas Reactor for a while. That was a really good game. I really enjoy that style of gameplay. Again, kind of a niche game for people who want to play that kind of gameplay. But it's really fun. Trove is very much for the audience that Trove is for, and it's very good for that. And you know, they specialize in their own things. But yeah. Apex is super cheap though. You can prepay your taxes just as Patreon runs out. They stay paid for 5 weeks. But again, that's not taking a break from the game. Like an actual break is you just uninstall it, and you don't think about it, and you go do other stuff, and then someday you're like, I want to play Archeage again, and you go back in it and you play for like half a year, right? Because there's some hook or something that really makes you want to play. Instead, if people want to come back to the game, they come back to the game, and then they complain that their farms are gone, and they don't know how to get them back. Some people complain on the forums or on Reddit, and then people tell them, oh yeah, go put in a support ticket, you get it back. I'm sure that a vast majority of people don't put in support tickets, don't even know about that. They just end up quitting without saying anything. And these are all problems. These are all issues. Like, it should be encouraged to actually be able to go and take a break from a video game, because that's healthy for the game. You can send me the Halo theme? Oh, I see. You're sending me all the stuff in chat. Okay, you're talking about in-game music, Megadeth. I'm not going to play in-game music, though, because it's super, super quiet. I don't want to have to figure it all out. I have a bunch of music in my inventory, too, but I don't really do anything with it on stream, just because the volumes are all off with the music. So I'm just trying to get into 3v3s here, and all I'm doing is talking about stuff, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, we're having pretty good conversations, I think, so hopefully that's somewhat entertaining. I don't know, I guess. Maybe. You guys let me know if this is entertaining. I would love to do more 3v3s, but I'm just kind of waiting in queue for them. What's this? Oh, just noticed this page. My gift for you, legendary staff, if you and Tempest. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, but I don't accept any gifts like that. I earn everything that I get, and I'm a very solo player in terms of I barely even accept stuff from guilds at all. So I just mostly do my own thing, progress on my own level. I mean, I do take donations if you want to buy me a coffee, but I don't use those kind of things on the video game. I use those just for real life stuff. Like to go get a coffee, you know. But I don't do this stream for that sort of reason or anything. I just like to entertain people, help people out, answer questions. That's always been my focus, and will continue to be. Super excited about 4.5 myself as a theory crafter. I know Tribe, you're going to bring up the crit damage thing again. You're right, I'm less excited about that, even though I am a crit build. But I guess we'll see what happens. But funny enough, it doesn't seem to be that much of an issue in Korea. I don't really know why. Maybe on average, all of them have really good armor or resilience or something, or maybe they've actually changed the formula we don't know about. But in all the videos that you see in coming out of Korea 4.5, nobody's dying. And all these crazy raid versus raid battles, it's really hard to kill people. Unless you like really lasso them out and then imprison them so they don't get any healing at all. Do I like the Warzone pack changes? In 4.5? I don't really do packs. I mean, they're trying to encourage people to go and do Warzone packs. It seems a little weird to me because I don't know why anybody would really want to. It's just going to be big guilds again doing it, right? So, I don't know. I don't really care one way or another. I'm actually really happy about the about being able to kill bosses during wartime, just any boss, any world boss, even the ones on Nuia and Haranya, right? I think it's actually specifically those. But if you kill them during wartime, it'll spawn mobs that you have to fight over. That's actually a really good thing. I'm really excited about that because it gives smaller guilds the ability to actually own that content. And even if you don't own that content, you can go there and just try to steal mobs after they kill it. So I like that. That's actually a really good idea. But I don't know too much about the Warzone pack changes. Tryout. You're saying it's going to be Gold Trader again? Richer get richer yet again? Well, I don't know if they've changed the old packs. They probably didn't, right? So they're trying to encourage people to take risks, but people don't really take risks anyways unless you're actually in like a position of authority, or you know, you've got a position of power. That's really what I should be saying. So maybe it works fine in Russia and Korea, but again, it really comes down to what I was talking about earlier with that mentality in North America, where people just don't want a PvP. If people didn't have the mentality, these things would be fine. Everybody would go and try and actually to run this stuff, but the average player in North America doesn't really want a PvP, so it's tough to give us that those kind of changes, right? They are getting rid of the family charcoal quest. That's right. No, that's correct, Trap. They are getting rid of the family charcoal quest, but that's been like asked forever from probably us, from Tryon, from everybody. So yeah, they're putting that through, which is good. I mean, that's again, that family quest wasn't really a problem for Korea or Russia, but it seems to have been. I mean, they got rid of it probably because of us, which is good that our feedback is being taken into account. Again, kind of slowly, but you know, it's just how it is, right? It's hard working between companies in different places when they have, you know, when they're in Korea and they're working between all these different regions, and they're trying to even support more and more regions. Like Taiwan just came out with theirs, right? So it's a tough thing to work in that sort of environment. It's probably really tough for the developers as well to be under those kind of that kind of stress. This is why I don't work in a game company anymore. It's really stressful to work in game companies like that. And I've only been with one for a short time as an intern, and that was an MMO, and even then it was really, really tough and stressful. Just because you have to deal with so many people and stuff. It's fun, but yeah, you know, from everything that I hear with my friends who are in MMO development still and stuff, it's really tough. If you're going to be adding another region, just shifts more development to maintaining that new branch of code. Yep, exactly. They want more regions because it makes more money. I mean, that's a correct business decision, especially if you know you don't care too much about what happens to your other regions. You just make more. But I'll be honest with you, guys. They're making really good business decisions. Like Tryon and XL Games are making business decisions that are good for business. But I think people are kind of forgetting the fact that we're playing video games here. We want to have fun. You know, that's the point of video games. I don't know, like, if it was me, I'd be doing things very differently, but I'm not in marketing, for example, which is really Tryon's focus. I don't know how things would be if, say, for example, they just let all of the costumes be on the auction house. Or not on the auction house, on the marketplace. All of them. They're all there. They're untradeable completely. I don't know what would happen. I think they'd make a lot of money, because I've seen it work in other games, but I'm not in marketing. I don't know the statistics, right? That's just a suggestion. It's clear that their marketing team doesn't want to do that. They don't even want to take that risk. This is just their business decision. I can't really fault them for that, because it's business. I'm in a business too, I get it. You know? It's hard to take risks like that. Just maybe unless XL is putting more devs into Archeage. A new region just means less content from the devs. Well, I mean, they did just recently hire a whole bunch of developers, and we did just see a whole bunch, like, an XL Games team working on their mobile game. So, I mean, maybe that has to do something with the fact that they're not doing, they're not helping 2K Games with Civilization Online anymore, because 2K Games decided to scrap that project. It was a really good opportunity for XL. Their focus on that was really important to them, especially since, honestly, that was a good idea from 2K. 2K just wanted them for their assets. Look at all the assets that XL has. It's incredible. Like, they're really good at designing stuff and making really cool models and animations and everything. They're really good at that. Admittedly, they really are. And so, but you know, it's just the concept didn't really work out for 2K games, so they kind of abandoned it. And now after that, yeah, apparently they supposedly they went through and hired a bunch of people, and now they're really focused on Archeage. Supposedly, actually, in fact, there's proof about this, but apparently they got a really big investment from an investment company that actually is going through and making a lot of the changes that we see in 4.0 and 4.5, or maybe just 4.5. I've seen proof of it. I don't know how much of it is true or not, or how much they control as an investment, but these are just things that are happening, you know, without most people knowing, so we'll see how much they really change the game. Alright. We're still not able to get any 3v3s. Quite unfortunate, because I want to be PvPing more and less talking. Although I'd rather talk about PvP stuff than all this other stuff. I spend enough time talking in places like, you know, Muzzy's Discord or on the forums about all the things we've talked about in chat today. And even then, I guess maybe not enough, but I don't know. The thing is, these Twitch videos of me talking about all the problems and us talking back and forth, they're fine and all, but, you know, it's not really going to make any changes. We have to go to the forums or on Reddit or something and actually discuss things there properly, and then those changes actually start being considered. Do I plan to do any skill mitigation changes? Skill mitigation? Do you mean migration? I do have to do it, right? Because I'm in full agility right now. So I'm going to move 300 out of agility, plus the additional 158, plus the additional stuff from probably stamina. And then I'll have 600, a little bit more than 600 extra strength, putting me at about 1100 or more. So that's what I'm going to do. Of course, everybody who is melee is going to be doing strength from now on. It's not really too big of a deal for me. I'll just stat migrate everything and be done with it. It'll kind of suck to lose evasion, but oh well. I've always been the class that I don't really care if I die. I want to run in, I want to Tiger Strike, kill 6 people, and I'll be happy. Maybe someday I can finally achieve that. Maybe someday. Will you start it before 4.5? Nope. I'm going to keep my current one, and in 4.5 I'm going to use their slots. They have new slots for stat migration. You can have multiple different sets of stat migration, similar to the skill saver. So I'll just start a new one. I know it's going to take time, but that's okay. I have no problem with that. Oh, besides, I don't want to start now anyways, because I'd have to remove 300 of this, so I'd have to use one of those full resets for the reset button. I don't want to do that either, because I like having the agility for the crit rate. So I'll just keep it until then. And then at least in 4.5, I'll have a whole set where nothing has changed, and all I have to do is move agility, 158 of it out. And that's at least easier. I can do that. So that's the plan. It won't take as long, maybe a couple weeks or so, but that's the plan. I don't have to, of course, do as like crazy changes as other people in terms of like using the transmitter and changing all your gear around, luckily. And even though I'm going for gear that has agility stats, because it's all dungeon gear, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that, because I'll have a bunch of extra agility, I'll just stat migrate it. It's not really a big deal to me. Man, we're just not getting into 3v3s. This whole day has just been talking. It's literally been a couple hours of talking about stuff, which, I mean, I guess is, I don't know, maybe it's good. Lyson, do you think or PS Newbie, do you think any of the stuff I can somehow post somewhere? I don't even know what I would do. We've had good conversations, but I don't want to, like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, throw my clips everywhere of stuff that I've talked about, because we've talked about things for, like, 10 minutes at a time. That's kind of annoying. Nobody wants to watch that. If Muzzy was hanging around this whole day, this would be really good, but I'm not going to make him watch the whole stream. We've had good conversations. It's just, it's hard to get stuff done unless it's in written form, right? Megadeth, you're going to hang out, or you head out to go sleep? Alright, no problem. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry that we couldn't do more 3v3s, but I mean, it's just down to people queuing up, right? Leviathan Knight. Yeah, that's probably what's causing a lot of people not to queue up, too. Is that everybody's doing Leviathan, I guess. We'll see how much longer I'm going to stream for. It's kind of a bummer that I can't get any more 3v3s. I did lose once, so now I guess I'm a little bit lower in rank. I probably got out of the top 20. Feels bad, man. But that's okay. I'm out of the top 20. I was there. I was like here. Oh well, I'm not worried about this. I don't really care about this. I want to entertain you guys more than just get curious badges. Otherwise, I would have just waited 10 days if I don't stream. If I wasn't streaming, I would just wait 10 days and get like a really good reward. But I don't really care about that. I would much rather stream all those days. It's more entertaining for me, anyways. You know what I'm really excited about though for 4.5? More than anybody understands. I'm really excited for bleeding actually doing physical damage. Like, it's really good. You know how much extra damage is going to come out of that? Oh, I'm excited. It's really cool. And it can even crit. Like, it can crit with your normal crits. It can, I believe that it causes, puncture. I'm like 90% sure that it causes puncture. So I'm excited about that. That'll be really cool. And anyways, we already got our taste of the bleeding being physical, because that glider, this one, the crystal glider, not the golden glider, but the crystal glider, its bleeding effect is physical. And it's not even ranked. It doesn't stack with regular bleeding, but here, I'll show you how much damage it does. Well, to mobs. I mean, it's just free damage. And it can crit, too. So if we look here, yeah, so here's bleeding damage that didn't crit. 1,000 damage, 1,200 damage. It's free. Here's one that did crit. Literally 3,000 damage and 600 absorbed. I mean, that's a lot, right? It's free damage. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I can't wait to say goodbye to DR either. It's a very, very crazy 1v1 class. I can't wait to say goodbye to the way that parry and block work. I mean, it sucks that evasion still does the way that it does, but I'm super excited about that. Should be interesting. And I think that occultism thing is going to be, is almost definitely going to be nerfed before it comes to our region. Because everybody's complaining about it, including Korea. So we'll see what happens there. I don't want occultism to be in that state anyways when it comes to us, for sure. It's kind of ridiculous. Everybody's just going to play Executioner, and that's my thing. I play Executioner. I don't want other people doing that. I've been playing Executioner for years, since the game came out. Yeah, it's going to become the flavor of the month at that point. Otherwise. But anyways, yeah, so I was really watching for that in the videos coming out of Korea. And you don't really see that often. Occultism is really good specifically for Hellspear still, and the new Telekinesis, which actually pulls everybody within a 7-meter radius to the center really, really effectively, and it just keeps everybody there. It's super good for Mage Ball. It's kind of easy to avoid. It doesn't need to be channeled though, so you can easily walk into it. But yeah, those are really the two big things out of occultism that I see. The passive is nice, but for raid versus raid, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. It just keeps you alive for a little bit longer. And anyways, it has an internal cooldown, so yeah. You'd affect one person, and that's it. You play Ranger. It's probably going to be worse than it is now, but you'll likely stick with it. See, I'm glad you play Ranger, Triup. I mean, it's a class that people don't play as much, but it's a class that allows you to be open and do multiple things. You know, you can shoot somebody to CC them there, you can heal this guy over here, you can cause... you know, the impale quite nicely, whatever impale you want. So those kind of classes are really fun, these hybrid classes. And yeah, I agree. It's going to be harder to play hybrid classes in 4.5. Specifically, I think because of what they're doing to the stats. Maybe not in your case as much, Triup, but... I don't know, I guess we'll see what happens. I think Ranger will be a lot better, though, in 4.5 than it is right now. You get to silence people with Concussive Arrow. I actually like that better than the Shackle, personally. I think that's really good. Specifically because of what PS Newbie just said, Mage Age. In Mage Age, you kind of want to silence people, and while people can have reduction to silences, it's kind of nice to be able to do that. In fact, I'm even sadder that, you know, people who play Ranger and stuff like that, they don't get the... Bone Wall anymore. I freaking love Bone Wall. I'm happy to get it in occultism, but that's just because I'm gonna use it. I don't know how many other people are gonna use Bone Wall, but archers aren't gonna have that ability anymore unless you take occultism. Maybe you should take occultism, Triumph. Take occultism, be one of us, but not because it's like super OP. Hopefully they nerf that part. Hopefully you take it because you want bone wall, because that's what I do. That's the weirdo that I am. Freaking love bone wall. Yeah, I'm just in here farming mobs. How long? I've been farming mobs for so long now that I have 14 crates. That's actually that much. Maybe if I was paying more attention, I'd do better. Peace and we're gonna head out. Hope that arena queues for me. I think I'm gonna head out here soon too. But thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've been streaming for my regular couple of hours. We've been talking about a lot of good stuff today, which is good. Definitely a lot of good stuff today. I don't know. If we're not getting any 3v3s, then I might stay. This has been a pretty useful day in general, just from what we've discussed. Maybe I'll throw this video or the whole thing by Muzzy, and I mean maybe point out specific parts of conversations we had with chat. But I don't want to make him watch the whole video for any reason like that. We just had good conversations that I think can make changes. But yeah, Tribe, you should sell the crates. Yep, that's what I've been doing for sure. I recommend that to anybody too. If you have these crates, now to be fair, I have been getting really lucky with the crates, like mind-bogglingly lucky opening these crates. Like, you don't understand. So maybe just, you know, because I've been starting to sell the recent ones because I think I've gotten so lucky that I'm gonna count my chips in and be like, all right, I'm selling the rest. There's no way I'm getting that lucky again. But yeah, I do recommend for everybody to just sell off the metallic crates. It'll probably flood the market like crazy, but that's gonna happen anyways once the patch comes through. Yeah, and I believe that is going to be this week. Most likely, Triumph, from what I understand. From what Big Data Group is talking about. That's what they're testing right now. They're trying to work with. I think it's already on the public test server as well. I think. I think Aird already made a video about that. So you can go check out Aird's channel for that. He's got it all over Reddit as well, so you can just go through there and find him. But I believe that's what he was testing, yeah, the newer drop rate. Well, unfortunately, the arena never queued for me. I think I'm gonna be heading out here. I mean, we didn't do any. We did some arenas today. Okay, it's been okay. I don't know. We talked a lot. We'll see if we can do anything with what we talked about. I'm gonna be heading out here. I'll be streaming once again on Thursday, the regular time, just like half hour to an hour after reset. You can find me then. If you like my content, go ahead. You can follow the channel. Helps me out, and also you'll be notified whenever I go live. I do also upload things up to YouTube, specifically these VODs, but you can always go back and see all the VODs on Twitch. I've only started uploading VODs anyways recently, but yeah. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that's crazy or stuff. I did get some Sky Whisper gliders. I'm going to be giving them away. I think like maybe during the Saturday stream or something I'll give a couple away. And I'll be also giving one away maybe on Twitter, so make sure to follow that too. I know, Invictus, you're going to go, oh god. I don't like flaunting myself and all my... I'll be honest, I'm not one of those guys that's like, go follow me on Discord, on Twitter, and YouTube. You guys do whatever you want, okay? If you guys like my content, you know, scroll down, you see all the stuff there. But thanks, Invictus. Trap, you're hot on the tail of some fishers. Alright, man. Good luck. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all that I've got for today. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Thanks, guys, for watching. I will see you all on Thursday, or whenever next time it is, if I stream before Thursday. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.